Welcome back from the break. We're here at the Sheraton Kampala Hotel and we are talking about the habits of successful men. Was Hitler a successful man? Chris will tell us. Now don't forget, we want to hear from you. As I always say, this is your show. Go to our Facebook page, it's NTV Men. Like it and give us your views. We also have a question of the week, which comes every week on our Facebook page. Watch out for it and give us your comments. You can send us an SMS on 6565 or a private email. That's men@ntvuganda.co.ug. So Chris, I know you almost got eaten alive during the break.
Yeah.
You were saying?
No, I was saying that because success is rooted in purpose, Hitler had at his very core, to have a pure breed, a pure race, apparently, all over the earth. And he thought that by killing Jews, he was, helping the world in ridding, the world of a certain race he thought was impure and whatever his obtuse mind had to think. But the point is that he actually successfully killed Jews. He set out to do it. He killed 1 million. Okay? And success is two ways. You could be successful in doing wrong and be very good at it. There's people who make off with billions in this country. That is not their money. And they do it quite successfully, usually discover many, many years after. But there's people who are doing right. And they're very successful at... No, listen to what I'm saying, Colin. What I'm saying is that success is actually rooted in purpose. Just like I talk about Hitler, I'll talk about Jesus. I think Jesus was successful. All right, he came here, according to what the Bible teaches and what I believe, he came here and he showed us the way of God and he transmitted it. And 2,000 years since he was on the earth, there's billions of Christians all over the world. He was successful. He knew his purpose and he had this white hot focus on that purpose. He pursued it. He got it delivered. So I think that's success. But there is no success without posterity.
Joseph, you have been very strong with one word, and that is no.
When?
Especially when I talked about some of the people who were successful.
Just to think about it, I think what he said before is that success is achievement, okay? But achievement comes from set goals, okay? Once these goals are set, not to move very far from what he just said, it is rooted in purpose. I think that is when you set certain goals and you go out to achieve them. And it is subjective. Okay, it is subjective. From person to person, it is different. Some people want to amass billions and buy buildings and everything. For them, that is success. Some people just want to bring up very good children, take them to very good schools, bring up very, very good children, bring up a very good family. It's totally different. For us, some of us have just worked all our lives. Other people are in business. Yeah, so it is totally subjective. But the argument that he was bringing about brings the next argument that we had during the break, which is consequentialism. I talked about that, which is that every act leads to
has a
consequence. Now the problem with that kind of debate is that it presents now another puzzle of bad acts that lead bad acts that might lead to good outcomes, and then good acts that might lead to bad intentions. You talked about Jesus, the act of dying, which was a bad thing. You see, death of the Messiah can lead to
salvation of
others and growth of that religion. And for example, an MP can die and it is alleged that they have died of drugs and everything. And what that might lead to is legislation on drugs, which is a growing problem. You see, it is a bad thing that they have died. What does it lead to? Okay, it is a bad act that may lead to a good thing. Then there is also good things that might lead to bad things. And this is the case of Hitler. And then it becomes even more subjective because Hitler succeeded in what he did. We want to call that success?
Yeah, but now, and I'll come to you, Annette.
Yes.
Really?
Yes, because I would like to hear from a lady. Not that I'm cutting you off.
Of course you are.
No,
Say it properly.
But
Allow
I'll
that.
tell you
Allow you
I'll tell you why,
success.
because this is actually a learning. You're in school right now, Colin, on steps to get there. But there's certain success. I believe some people don't understand. Comes with a lot of sacrifice, you know. And again, I pick from what ladies say. The ladies are very. I think it's their nature to compare. They say, "Oh, how come so and so has and I don't? How come so and so has and I don't?" And Chris, you picked up on something about the sacrifices people have to make to get there. Sacrifices have to be made, all right, to get there. What can you tell the ladies out there in terms of sacrifice? Is it something they should be prepared for? Or should they do what a lot of young ladies are doing now, just jumping the gun? As in, you find young men are having trouble getting women because you're straight from campus, you've barely got a work and all that, and woman looks at you and says, you know what, this is not, I don't have time. You tell me about potential, I don't have time.
But what I would say really to ladies outside there is that they need to be patient in their lives. And I believe that to really get there, you have to sacrifice. You have to work so hard. And you have also to understand that success is not achievable in a shortest time possible.
It's a journey.
So that patience will help you be there at one time. So when you, for example, when you look at the family aspect, if you are working with your husband, both must contribute, both of you as the wife and the husband, you contribute, you sacrifice so many things, but at the end of it, you'll achieve a bit of success. Mm-hmm. But all that you can achieve if you have patience within yourselves. Mm-hmm. Because these days, people want to do things in a rush. Mm-hmm. I'll give an example of young people coming from the university. They will find a woman like Annette who has been working for the rest of her life. Say, I've been working for about 25 years. I drive a small car, but somebody who has come out of the university, a young lady wants to drive a Mercedes-Benz.
Yes.
Yes, it's that is the measure of success.
And she's demanding from the husband, I want to drive a Mercedes-Benz, I want to drive a Land Cruiser, not knowing that you really need time and sacrifice to work for that, and then you'll get it. Me, that's how I look at life. But today, ladies want quick things. Yeah? When they go into marriage, they want to force their husbands to live an expensive life. Sometimes men can't afford. Exactly. And in the long run, the men end up stealing and doing all sorts of things.
Let's hear from Colin, because he's at that phase.
Yes.
He's actually,
I just want to say something. You know, I agree with you, Annette. I agree with you. It's tough to be young in this country.
It's tough to be broke.
It's tough to be young and to be broke in this country at this particular time. Because, Peter, I can tell you, when a girl looks at you and says, I am not for potential. I'm not marrying potential. You go, when you get money, you'll come back. When a girl says that to you,
it breaks you.
And it's no, I'm not saying it's been said to people. The people who have been told, me, if you don't have the money, we cannot even talk. And it's not because you're lazy. It's just because you're young. You're working hard, but things are not working. And we all know there's a 3 to 5 year gap, even when you're working, when things just don't accumulate. But it's what's there. It's, you know, there's the pressure. The girls are saying, you know what? And that's what then says, you know, I want a guy who has a car, he's got a land, he has a plan. And these days they've changed it to, I want a guy who has a plan for his life. So you show her the land title, you show her the car, you show her the family. She's like, okay, now let's start talking. So what's your name? Who's your family? Because, and I think that what that does places pressure on young men. And even old men like Joseph.
That's what I was going to say. It's hard to be old and broke, not young and broke.
But
just add on to that.
Okay, Joseph.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just Joseph.
Sometimes it is good riddance. And we have this, there is this joke, and I also add on to something else that a friend of mine said, a very successful woman. You know, there's this joke that a successful man is one who has made billions of money and stuff. So it's always about money. It's a joke. And a successful woman is the one who finds that man.
Okay.
But, excuse me,
And
ma'am.
I
I think...
and just a minute.
Okay.
And she said that it's not your problem to be born to a poor dad, but it's your problem to be married to a poor husband. Now, you see, some of these things, because you have a choice there. With your dad, you do not have a choice. You see, one, patience. Two, sacrifice is not a guarantee that these things are going to come. I'm not even advocating all these things. But like you said about money, you see, when you want to be head of family, these are the things that you keep talking about. That you want to protect your family, you want to provide for your family, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Unfortunately, you have to provide them when you have these things. And whichever way you want to think about it, the aspect, because even having a lot of money could just be a manifestation of a person's hard work, okay, or sacrifice, or intelligence, or whatever. Yeah, I do not like thieves, but one, you have to be in a place where you're going to steal. That is not a mean feat. You have to devise means. Some of these things, they are bad, but it's not. You're not just sleeping in bed.
You're doing something.
Yeah, you're
So
doing
at least
something.
you're stealing.
No. I'm just being devil's advocate here.
But what you've done is you just sent this show on the road
Now,
down the drain.
we're going to
I
have
feel
to go
it
into a
sinking.
break.
Let me tell you, these people who steal, they are not the stupidest people.
They're like
The Hitler thing.
But
they're
No,
I
we
wanted
have
also
to go into a break, then we're going to come back to the two of you because I know
Yes.
that's Joseph. His ideas are special.
Mr. Mugabe here was talking about Hitler being successful.
And you've latched on to that one. Now we're here at the
In the
Sheraton.
wrong way.
We're here at the
But anyway.
Sheraton Kampala Hotel talking about the habits of successful men. What do men need to do to be successful? And what we're trying to do is, first of all, understand the meaning of the term success. Don't forget, we want to hear from you. This is your show. Go to our Facebook page, like it. It's NTV Men. Or send us an SMS on 6565. You can also follow us on Twitter. That's NTV_men. And we guarantee you a follow back. Stay right there. We'll be right back after the break.